Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Today is November. Who gives a shit? Welcome to the ruckus. I'll get into it. Got some questions from the human race. Guy by the name of Kevin R. Carr asks, here's a question for your video update series. When you first began touring, were your parents supportive of the idea of a music career? If not, how long did it take them to become supportive or resigned to it? Well, Kevin, my my mother tells me a story about how when I used to play the saxophone, yes, I played the sax, tenor, back in the day, she said that the noise was so unbearable I made you go out into the woods to practice. So that's how she felt about my musical abilities. And then I remember being in high school, like eventually, I was in grade school, and then eventually in high school, like I started, well, I think I was in 7th grade when I started playing the guitar, but in high school, my dad would kind of come into my room like once a week. It felt like that, or maybe it was like once a month or something. He'd be like, you're done, you're done, you're done. And he'd take my guitar away and my amp, because I was like a horrible student, and I was failing out of, high school, and, at the time I was like, curse you, but, looking back at that, I feel like, oh my God, what choice did he have? He was like, you're, 99.9% of the people who think they're going to make a living doing this or playing music never do. So, fear, I think, was motivating him, and what choice do I have? So, and I think in retrospect, it gave me something to prove musically. So I'm glad he did it. We're best of friends now. He was the best man at my wedding. And eventually, both of them came around, I think I think they actually liked the music. I know they do now. I don't know if they were as into the first record so much, but, they saw that I could make a living doing it and pay the bills and all that. So I think it all worked out. Next question is from, I've answered a question from you, dude. Michael Robert Lepp. Mickle? Crap. I can't pronounce your name. Question for next week, which is this week, which is right now, today. Given no two people are the same, each with radically different tastes in music, does MCS, Motion City Soundtrack, ever clash while writing together? If so, how do you remedy the conflicting ideas and directions? Fisticuffs! Bam! We fight it out! We built a fight club in our practice space, and we just punch each other like we're Brad Pitt. I'd say democracy, maybe. Democracy, 3/5 rule. If 3 of the guys are into an idea, we move forward. If not, then we don't. And, a lot of things end up on the cutting room floor. Actually, that's a film term. A lot of things end up never getting beyond the demo stage or the just live recording in a room because we can't agree on a direction. I do think that I feel like we have groups of each other. Like, I know Josh and I are definitely think alike on some things, and then Matt and I definitely think alike on some things. So we have our little, like, cliques and groups within the band that's sort of like, oh, I get where you're going with this. I dig it. Let's see where we can go. But I don't know if that answered your question. R3IKOBOMB. That's the name. Asks, any future collaborations with other artists you're working on? Also, if not, do you wish for any, and which artists? Currently, well, no, I'm not really doing anything other than Farewell Continental stuff, working on that. But the other day, I had a Skype writing session with the lovely and talented Mrs. Jenny Owen Youngs. And she talked me into like, hey, let's like do a writing thing over Skype, and I was like, okay, I don't know how that's gonna work, but let's try it. It actually went really well. I brought her a country song I've been working on, and I was like, what can you do with this? And she's like, not much, but let me see. And and yeah, and I was like, yeah, this is working, this is okay. And then it just didn't really happen. And then so she gave me a song, and I'm like, ooh, let's Weezer this up. And it wasn't really happening. And then she played another song, and I threw a verse at her. I was just like, whoa, check this out. Boom. And she was like, holy shit, that's it. So I don't know who we're writing for. I don't know if I think I helped her write something for her. She's going to take a nugget of an idea and then turn it into magic. And I think she was going to help me write for me. But yeah, I don't know. But at the end of the thing, We were like, hey, this works. Let's do this again. Which felt really good because the last time we got together, I went to her place in New York several years ago, and I was supposed to help her write songs for her last album, and we just spent an entire week eating ice cream and watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So this felt really good. It felt like we kind of like, we fixed that. So yeah, those are some questions. I'm going to stop there. Information. As I said earlier, Farewell Continental, we have a show coming up. We got together yesterday, I think, for a couple hours, and we ran through our set. And it wasn't horrible. We've got Lee Carter joining us on bass for a show December 11th at First Avenue. Oh, well, actually, it's at the 7th Street Entry. And it's with Lemuria, one of my favorite bands, and the punk band currently known as Prince. Great name. Yeah, so if you want to see Farewell Continental in what will most likely be our last show of 2000, I like to always say this is going to be our last show of the year. But yeah, we're going to play a show December 11th, 2014 at the 7th Street Entry. I'll put a link for tickets below on the YouTube page. Trying to make enough money so that we can record a full-length album. We have the songs. And yeah, so if you want to buy a ticket to that show and come out and support The Rock, buy a t-shirt from us. I think we're going to make a few new ones and help us get the funds to make some music. That'd be super cool. Also, music related, Motion City Soundtrack Commit This to Memory Tour, January and February 2015. Tickets are still on sale. I can also put a link for that below. But yeah, a couple of them sold out, I think, or at least one of them did. Feels pretty good. People wanna see that. Little thing. Book Narcs. It's gonna happen when it happens. It's been decided. So I think the best thing for you to do is there's a way. My wife tried to explain it to me, and I don't understand it, but because she set it all up. She's a magician. But you can go and get emails for when new episodes come up. And that's the best way to do it, because it's not necessarily going to happen every 2 weeks or every whatever weeks. It might be it's going to be very sparse and here and there when it happens. So I just want to say, figure that stuff out if you know technology and all that. And if you're into that, because it's something we're going to do. We're just going to do it in our own time for fun. Which leads me into the next thing, which is the big thing, I guess. I'm starting another, well, I guess it's starting as a podcast, but I'm hoping that it's going to be something more. But it's called Junkshow Cinema, and that is one that we're going to hopefully be doing every week. And I'm doing that with a couple filmmaker friends of mine, a guy by the name of Justin Staggs and a guy by the name of Shane Nelson. And Justin Staggs is a filmmaker, director, screenwriter. He's directed music videos for bands like Against Me, NoFX, Foo Fighters, and to name a few. And Shane Nelson has helped me make a bunch of my short films. He's made films himself. He did the Hooray for the Madness DVD, and he directed our music video for A Lifeless Ordinary. And so yeah, so we're going to just get together every week and talk about movies. But with the name Junkshow, I think it allows us a lot of latitude, and hopefully like each week is not really going to be the same. We have no idea. We don't know what it's going to be. But we recorded a couple episodes. One we were just talking about us, and another one we were reviewing a movie. And yeah, I think each week is going to be kind of different. We're going to feel it out. I need some coffee. So yeah, so you can, oh yes, and look for this little guy. That is our logo, and we're on the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the Tumblr. I don't think the website's set up yet. We were hoping to launch December 1st, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah, but it's all about film stuff, and I don't know, come along with us and take the journey. Yeah, I think that's everything that's going on with me. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Bring the questions this way. Go follow the things, and I don't know. Peace.